Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick video of a secant and cosecant graph so you could get started on it after you finish your quiz without waiting. They are really easy to do because they are based on the sine and cosine graphs. So let's start with cosecant. So y equals cosecant of x, and it is based on y equals sine of x. So everything about it is going to be the same. It's going to have a period of 2 pi, and it's going to have a default amplitude of 1. And so anytime you have to do any shift to it, you're going to make it to your sine graph first. You'll shift it up, down, left, right, whatever, and then you'll do your cosecant. So I'll show you what I mean. We're going to start with a sine graph. So here's your basic sine graph. Starts at the origin, has a period of 2 pi and an amplitude of 1. So here is a sine wave, and we're going to keep it going in both directions. And the reason I'm doing this in pink is because this is a draft. This is not our cosecant graph, but it sure does provide a really nice guideline for making our cosecant graph. So this is our sine wave. So here's how we do our cosecant graph. Remember that the cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. So when we graph it, it's everything that we don't have here. So how do we graph what's left? Well, there's all this empty space above and all this empty space below, and that is where our cosecant graph is going to go. So the first thing you do is you make an asymptote through all your zeros. And then the second thing you're going to do is put a point at your local extrema, so your max and your mins. And then the third thing you're going to do is at each of those points, you're going to draw a U shape with arrows on the end because they cover everywhere that your sine graph is not. And so they go on infinitely. Boom. So that there in purple is your cosecant graph, and we like it because it's based on something we already know how to do. So when you're graphing these for homework, if you find that there's shifts, amplitude change, period change, do it all to your sine graph first, and then just draw your U shapes at all your local extrema and use your original zeros for your asymptote locations. So the same thing is true when we do a secant graph. Y equals secant of x is based on cosine. And of course, the period is equal to 2 pi and the amplitude is equal to 1. So let's draw our cosine graph, which starts at the maximum and returns to the maximum at 2 pi. Let me sketch this guy for us. All right, so here are our zeros. And we've got our cosine wave. So our method of making our secant graph is exactly the same as what we just did. We'll make an asymptote through all of our zeros. And then at all of our local extrema, we will make U shapes that go infinitely either in the positive or the negative direction. Yay, that's it. There's all there is to it.